Hi, I'm Charmayne James, and I'm going to be talking about transitioning your horse into a curb bit. There's been a lot of controversy about barrel racing and curb bits, and I've had a lot of success riding in a curb bit. And a curb bit is where you have a shank and you actually have a curb chain. Okay, so I'm going to take this bit off, show you the mouthpiece in this bit, and then I'm going to put it back on her, and then I'm going to ride her around. Okay, so this is just a 3-piece dog bone mouthpiece, okay, and then it's got the curb chain on it, all right. This mare is 4 years old, and I have been just slowly transitioning her into a lot of different kinds of bits, because I think that over the long run, you don't know exactly what they're gonna like. But I had her in an O-ring. I rode her in the O-ring when she was young. And I actually rode her in this curb bit. Had a very, very long curb chain. The curb chain probably didn't even come into play too much, but it was just a chain mouthpiece with a very short shank. And then there's a purchase here, which actually helped me collect her and get her broke at the pole, get her soft in the face. And when she got real soft in the face, then I transitioned to this bit that she's currently in right now. So I'll jump on, I'll trot some circles, so I can show you a little bit where she's at in that one, and then I'm gonna show you, come back and show you these other bits. Now transitioning into a curb bit takes time, and you wanna build a horse's confidence and trust in that bit, okay? You don't want that bit to be used as a weapon against that horse, okay? So, you can see that I can just still take her. I can trot her around. She's not fighting that bit in any way. It's easy for her. It's nice and easy. But I still have good hands. And she's a little bit spooky just being in this building, and that's kind of common with the 4-year-old. She might be a little bit pushy, and she would probably kind of put her head up even in the O-ring just because she's a little bit nervous in this building. I think this is her 4th or 5th outing, okay? But here's the kicker. I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna put on a high port curb bit, and this mouthpiece in this bit is real similar to the mouthpiece that I rode on Scamper and Cruiser. Yep, it'll be this one right here. Okay, so you can see that this bit has a port in it, and then it's also got the curb, and it's got a short shank. Now I think she's had this bit on one time. I rode her outside. I do a lot of riding outside, and just putting miles on them. Just not training them anyway, just getting them used to seeing everything, okay? Now, you can see she's kind of rolling that roller around in that bit, but I would never put this bit on her and try and make her stop more, try and make her turn better. This is just strictly something that I'm putting on her for now, so when I'm running barrels and I need a little bit of lift, I got it immediately, okay? And the difference in a curb bit is that when you pick up an inside shank, you're gonna have a little bit of the curb touching versus just pulling on the corners of their mouth. And so it's a totally different process in the way the horse works and turns, okay? And so I feel like when my horse goes into this bit, he's gonna be turning on his own, and all I am gonna need is to lift my inside rein a little bit when I get to that barrel, just to kind of keep my horse stood up. Other than that, it's not a great turner. It's a great stopper, but it's not a real good turner. Your horse has to already be wanting to turn to have that on him. Okay, so like I said, I gotta have really good hands. You know, I'm just gonna take her and trot her around a little bit. I'm not gonna do any jerking or pulling, and I'll be riding her in this bit, you know, a little bit in the arena, and definitely spending a lot of time just riding outside. okay? She's not fighting it too bad, but I'm not putting her in a bind and doing anything with her to make her afraid of it, okay? And right there, she's a little bit worried about it. She's a little bit worried because it does kind of clench down on them. That's a big change from where she's at, okay? But I would never want to put that on her and just go to put her to the barrel pattern until she's spent, you know, 30 days in this bit, riding outside, working cattle, chasing cattle around and spending time. But I would never get her afraid of the bit, and if I just continue with nice light hands, making her like her job, she's gonna get to where she'll like this bit. And it's important for people to understand this isn't a stiff bit. This is not a stiff bit. You can see that I can take my horse and I can bring her nose all the way around if I need to with that bit. And she hasn't even hardly gone in this bit much, so she's very flexible in it, okay? Horses get stiff when you start jerking on them and you have really rough hands.